really want all the bread and stop looking for options.
Welcome to the Crimson Room or something like that.
Ara. Welcome to the Crimson Room, sweetie.
Welcome to the Crimson Room. Please take a seat.
No need to be nervous. The Crimson Room welcomes you.
Oh, welcome to the Crimson Room. You look so sweet.
Welcome to the Crimson Room. Enjoy your stay.
Hi, welcome to the Crimson Room. Have a seat, please.
Welcome to the Crimson Room, darling.
Yara Daza. Welcome to the Crimson Room.
Oh, hello there. My master has been expecting you. Please, come this way and enjoy your time in the Crimson Room.
Yo, what is up, everybody? It is I, your sadistic spirit guide yokai, Papiwolf, and we are going to be joined by Caitlin Sayorin.
Hello.
Welcome in. Thank you for stopping by and hanging out with us.
Yeah, I loved it.
Everything good on your end?
Yep, everything's good.
All right, just double checking. Do you want to give a quick introduction about yourself and let the people know who you are?
Sure. Hello, everyone. I am Caitlin Sayorin. I am a fox-wolf hybrid called a Fulf. I love to stream and play all kinds of games. And I do art as well. I have a Legion that I'm going to start soon. If anyone wants to see my art, they'll find it on there.
Nice.
Thank you for all watching.
Nice. So can you explain, like what got you into Vtubing?
Well, I first started watching like Markiplier and them, and then I saw I started watching Twitch, and then I saw there was VTubers, and I was like, oh, that's so cool! You can stream without showing your face. That's basically what got me into VTubing, was that I could stream without showing my face and still have like an interactive model and everything.
Oh, nice. That's fucking rad. Yeah. So you got into like, so I don't want to like date you here, but so like your early interactions with like content creation, internet, was Markiplier, right? Was that that middle ground YouTube era?
Yeah. I got to see when they did Honest and stuff.
Okay.
I didn't get to watch all of it, but I got to watch most of it.
That's cool. I feel dated because for me, internet started with like YouTube wise was very new. Whoa! What? Oh, Melissa just redeemed something. Give me a sec. I'll do a redeem right now, Melissa. I'm gonna finish my question. Thank you for the follow, Jeff the Killer. So like, yeah, my early interactions into like YouTube wasn't Markiplier. It wasn't even PewDiePie and all that. Like, it was honestly like, it had to be like Ryan Higa was like the first like big YouTuber that I remember like getting really into. And
I don't even know that one.
Do you don't know Ryan Higa? I feel so old.
Well, I might. It just depends. I can't remember names to save my life. I have to be able to like see like their face or their like style and stuff, or
Okay.
else I'm just like.
Maybe you know his YouTube channel was like Nigga Higa. Did you remember that?
I don't remember.
Did you know Jenna Marbles?
I don't think so.
Oh my god. I feel so old.
I only started having a computer until like right in the middle of college. I got a computer.
Oh.
So before that, I only had like those Chromebooks that the school gives you, and that's it. That's all I ever had in school was those Chromebooks. But even then, I only had it in high school.
Yeah, so like my early YouTube was the YouTube I started watching had to be like when YouTube first launched, like 2006, 2007, were like the glory years, like Alien Prank. Actually, scrap that. I was before YouTube. Well, when YouTube first launched, I had still like connected it to my MySpace so that way I could still listen to like MySpace through that.
Oh.
Did you have
Back
them?
then, I was just like, we had one of those like old computers, and the only thing I would do on those was play CD games, but it was like kids games.
Yeah. Did you have a MySpace?
That's all I did. No.
Oh god.
I didn't have anything. I wasn't even supposed to be on the computer most of the time because I was just a kid then.
Oh my lord, I feel so old.
Well, you're not that much older than me.
Yeah. I believe I'm 28. I'm almost gonna be.
I had more of a shielded lifestyle though.
I get you.
Yeah.
Let me just do this redeem real quick before I ask my next question. Melissa.
I wasn't expecting that.
It's one of my redeems. I had to do it.
Yeah, I got something like those too.
Yeah, so there was so you started watching YouTube around a certain age. We don't need to go into the year just to make me feel old. Markiplier was the character that, huh?
Oh, I was just laughing.
Oh.
I was giggling.
Yeah, so you watch Markiplier videos, you get into it. You decide that you want to become a VTuber and kind of not have to show the face. Is there any like? Do you feel like there's any time that you're gonna want to do the switch over to just front face camera, or are you just strictly gonna always be VTubing?
I think I'll just be VTubing. I'm very shy, and I don't really want people to see my face. I did try a long time ago, like when I first started streaming, it was like on YouTube. And I used to have an old account that no longer, because I deleted it. But I used to have that, and I would show my face, but every time I did, I would get like insulted and bullied and stuff. So I just stopped showing my face altogether, and then that's what got me into like just deleting the channel and starting fresh and VTubing on Twitch. Yeah.
Damn, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, people aren't very nice nowadays.
People have never been very nice. If you ask a lot of marginalized groups. But okay, so you had an old YouTube channel. Was that ever like something that you were gaining traction on, or was that just something you had just started and like it was immediately just met with like just fucking abuse?
It was just basically I got like abuse.
Oh fuck.
But I didn't even get to really stream on that channel much. I just made videos. I was into like crafting videos. Like I made crystal pendants. I made slime. I was at that era where young girls made slime.
Yeah, that's cool.
I did that, and then I only remember having one video that got like 13k views before I shut it down. And it was basically showing the Ninetales on the Hotel Transylvania movie, like the first one, and it basically was just a video of of there being a Ninetales, and it like exploded. People love that one. I'm like, oh my gosh! I still notice that character in that movie. Well, in the new movies.
There's a Ninetales in Hotel Transylvania?
Yeah.
That's cool. I didn't know there's a Kitsune. That's fucking rad.
It even shows it in the last movie too. It shows it a few times. You just gotta look in the background.
I honestly, I liked the first one. The second one was really cute, and I really liked it a lot. The third one was a little bit of a hard watch for me, and then I didn't even try to watch the fourth one. It just was uninteresting to me.
Aww.
Like it was a cute movie.
I like.
It was a cute.
I still watch a lot of the young. I still watch I watched like My Little Pony for the longest time because I like watching cartoons and stuff.
Oh yeah, dude, I fucking love cartoons. Cartoons are the best. Like I think I see when I watch cartoons, like some of my favorite growing up were basically like very early anime inspired cartoons. So like growing up, like for me it was the Beetlejuice cartoon, Jackie Chan Adventures.
There's a Beetlejuice cartoon.
Oh my god! Yeah, there is a Beetlejuice cartoon.
I just thought there was a movie.
No,
I know there was like I even didn't even get to watch most of them, but there was like Tarzan cartoon.
There was a Tarzan cartoon. There was a Buzz Lightyear cartoon.
Hercules cartoon series. It's like I didn't even know those existed because they didn't really advertise them that much, and I didn't even know because at the time we mainly watched movies all the time, so I didn't know there was such thing as. Well, I didn't even see them on. They didn't have them on TV anymore, so I didn't see them.
Yeah, they came out in the 2000s.
Yeah. When
So-
did they go off the air? Because
2 years after.
I think I started watching. Oh, that's why.
They didn't
I was
last.
like 2.
They didn't really last. Like the Disney era of making cartoon movies did not really last long, like at all, really.
Yeah.
So originally they had Hercules the cartoon, they had Aladdin the cartoon, they had Little Mermaid the cartoon, they had what else did they have? They had Little
They
Mermaid.
also had like those too.
Huh?
Instead of just they had a movie series kind of, but they were like mini movie series. It's like Aladdin had one about where what's her name? Aladdin's girlfriend got her dead mother's horse and had to tame it and stuff.
Yeah, they had like
The
those.
Little Mermaid and Orca. They helped and stuff. They were all like mini movies.
They had mini movies. They had sequel movies. I still really like. Ooh, Mr. Calamity with the Sharingan. Thank you so much. Locking in.
Do you wanna share our? You wanna share our chats and everything?
Yeah. How do you do that?
Hold on. Oh yeah. Also, here you go. I haven't given you.
Oh my God! Thank you. I didn't even know that. Thank you so much for the follow. You're good. No worries. Okay. Okay, that's cool. I didn't know. I didn't know people can do that. That's fucking rad.
And then we just share. There's like a little shared chat button.
Awesome. I press accept. Do you see my chat as well or no? Like if I say something random like.
Hold on, I'm still trying to. Why isn't your thing showing for me? It's take forever to load. My internet is so unstable right now.
Hold on.
Let's see. Didn't. Oh wait, if I send you a knock, there we go. It should say I should send you a request. You have to accept it.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
So it says I can only use it on. It only says I can only use it with Chrome or Firefox. That's why.
Oh, do you not have Chrome?
I have.
Firefox?
I have Windows Edge.
Darn it.
Yeah, sorry. I'm very much a dinosaur, and I don't think a lot of people realize that. Like, I'm fucking old.
Dang it, Chrome. I
Like-
use nothing like Chrome because I hate the other stuff because it constantly bothers me. Like every once in a while, it untext from my settings.
Yeah.
And it'll do the yippee one.
Yippee!
Or whatever it's called.
Sorry, I don't know why that was an involuntary response. This is what my ADHD does.
That's okay. I got ADHD too.
My wife has
I realize
both.
I'm just sharing.
My wife has both the TISM
have-
and the HD. ADHD, not HD.
Oh, well, they actually have now where both ADHD and ADD are now the same thing.
Yeah.
It's just ADHD.
I believe they just
Which I agree with that, because basically it's both anyway.
yeah. I believe now
get
they call
with,
they just call it odd ADHD now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what she has. I just have
I
a
know
regular.
it's different guys versus girls, though. Guys tend to be more hyper, but girls tend to, like, talk more. But guys will actually be more energetic than girls when it comes to that.
I believe there's. I'm not 100% sure. I know there's 3 types of ADHD. I am going to because now they changed ADD to just another different type of ADHD because it was a different type. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's predominantly inattentive, predominantly hyperactive and impulsive, and then there's combined, which is both being having both of inattention and hyperactivity. I believe the inattentive ADHD, if I remember correctly, was ADD. They just decided to rename it since it was more like, I don't know how the medical journals like to. They always have to rename things to give it a better spectrum. But yeah, so ADD became inattentive. The inattentive, predominantly inattentive aspect of ADHD, and then the hyperactivity is still there as well. And now they have combined, which is kind of like very depressing for a lot of people, I can only assume.
Yeah. I'm not exactly sure which one I have because I kind of changed over the years. But I still do have ADHD. Like, I tend to talk too much and stuff.
Yeah,
But I also have other things too, so that affects it.
Yeah, I didn't know I had. So there's a lot of things I didn't know that come with ADHD. One of them is like random, intermittent episodes of depression, where like you lose motivation for like a lot of things that you loved. You lose like the ability to not really kind of take care of yourself, but like a lot of things just feel harder to do.
Move and stuff.
Yeah, and you like. I didn't know that wasn't normal. I thought everyone goes through that. I was like, everyone has depression spells, right? And people were like, "What? Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just going through an episode, a depression episode." And they're like, "You're going through a depression episode? Wait, what?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I just don't feel like whole. I feel very unmotivated. I feel tired. I feel like I don't like the same things I liked." And they were just go like, "Do you need to see a doctor?" And I was like, "I might, maybe. This isn't normal." Yeah, no,
But like I do like the same things that I used to, but the thing is I rarely ever differ from the things that I like. So especially like ordering food, I'll order the same meal over and over again because I like that specific one and I don't feel like I like anything else. So I'll just get that over and over again, except for like Chinese food.
that might be the TISM. That's like my wife.
But it might be also my autism too, and my OCD.
Like I know for like for my wife, like when I make her anything, like it has to be potatoes, or nuggets. Like it has to be she calls safe. It has to be safe foods or butter noodles.
I love butter noodles. I do that same thing.
So she has safe
But that's
foods.
also a girl thing too. the buttered noodles, like if our stomach's upset because of our like monthly, that's really what we eat to help soothe our stomachs.
Yeah, so she'll rotate from mashed potatoes, butter noodles, chicken nuggets, tater tots. It has to be like of those things. Those are her like her safe foods. And if there's something that smells a little too strong, she will lose her full appetite. She's like, I'm not hungry anymore. She also like.
I normally don't do that except if it's like certain foods like onions or I hate onions. Ugh. I don't like the smell of certain foods and certain things, and it just like coffee. I don't like the smell of coffee. I know most people are gonna hate me for that, but I'm just like, no, I don't like coffee.
Like,
it's just, I don't like the taste. I don't like the smell.
She does not like a lot of smells. She loves the smell of garlic. She loves tea. Tea's her like go-to.
I don't normally like most foods, but I notice I like the ones made by flower petals. But of course, I tried finding those flower petals, and I can't find them, and I don't remember exactly what flowers they were. So it's just like, I want the flower.
Right now she's hyperfixating in Minecraft with a bunch of her new friends. Like she's playing Minecraft right now. Like she's making a world and she's like hyperfixating on, and she's enjoying the fuck out of it. I love her to death.
I did that with Repo right now. I'm obsessed with Repo. I even play it by myself just to practice.
I need to get into that game. I need to buy it and I need to get into it. I haven't had a chance to play it. Huh?
So it's very cheap. It's like $10, so it's very cheap.
I know. I like I said,
compared to other games that are like $40.
Like I said, I need to get it. I've been like right now. I'm just like all our money is going to the wedding, so I'm just like trying to like budget accordingly.
A wedding?
Yeah. So we're dated for June 28th. So like right now, I'm just trying to like pay off like the last of the stuff that we have to pay off. I believe the last things on my list are like the tables and chairs, the catering. Huh?
Did we do somehow a stream together in TikTok?
I'm not sure why.
I see your messages.
Yeah.
I don't know how that's there. It says thanks. You're like, welcome in everyone. Thanks for the follow. I'm just like,
yeah, it says you joined.
How is this on my screen?
It says that you jumped into the TikTok stream.
And it's on TikTok.
Yeah.
But I did it. I'm on my. Oh wait, did it? No, I think it disconnected. That's why.
It disconnected?
No.
What happened?
I don't know why, but I guess it's not working properly right now.
Your stream?
I can't use the other one because of my Wi-Fi. I can't use like TikTok's live studio. I can't use that, so I'm just having to use the one that Streamlabs has, but I can't use the goals or anything.
Oh.
But apparently that's not on it working right now, even though it's supposed to. Oh, that's why. Okay, maybe it will pop up now. It's supposed to be working. I don't know why it's not.
I'm so sorry. But yeah, so.
Yeah, I guess I'll watch your stream. Give you a like.
Thank you. So when you what were you gonna say?
Anything else you want to ask?
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you something right now.
What gays I like or anything else? Oh,
Yeah.
I was just waiting for you to ask a question.
My bad. I was going to. That's why I was like jumping in straight to it. And I thought you were like, oh, you wanted to talk about something else before we jumped over to the next topic. But yeah, like what inspired your design?
Oh,
like,
no.
like why did you pick this design for your VTuber?
Oh, Manifest, hello, welcome in. I wanted, well, I always liked the idea of having, like, ears and a tail, because, when I was in high school, we had, like, I like, made up my own little group and called them TLEs, but no one's got stuck with that. But me and my friends were, like, we get, like, foxtails and wear them around, like, hook them up to our belt little buckle things, and just wear them around. But of course, people are mean and decided, well, they're just gonna rip them off.
Yeah,
I had one person yank on it, and I didn't even realize, and I lost my tail. But I think it was actually the person that found my tail that did it. But I don't know. But I ended up getting it back. But they would do that. It's like I would wear like ears, or even just the like the little headband ones. Well, not the headband, but the ones attached to the wire that goes over your head, and just like little ears popping out. It's like they get mad at just that too, and I'm like, it's just a thing you put in your hair. It's like, come on, it's not distracting. It's just people are making it distracting. They just didn't like it, and so they just kept complaining, and eventually got banned from my school. And I'm like, no.
Yeah, I think that's.
Yeah, they give me the head pats.
Oh, I think that's like the a very.
Someone gave me head pats.
Okay. I was gonna say no, I think that's kind of fucked. Like I never liked the idea of like having to really like stomp on people for what they like. Like, don't get me wrong, everyone has a right to their own opinion, but you don't need to share your opinion. Like if like for like I there's certain things that I don't get stuff in life, and there's a lot of stuff I don't really understand. And the thing is, it's not up to me to understand. It's just up to me to be tolerant. And that's the real the crux of the situation. Is like a lot of people think that because they don't understand that they have to be intolerant. No, just because I don't understand this thing that people like doesn't mean I have to hate on it. Like, for example, I think you mentioned the My Little Pony stuff. I've never watched My Little Pony. I didn't get it. It's not something I think I'd enjoy. It's not something that I really like am into. But I'm not going to hate on people who can find solace in it. I'm not going to like be an asshole to people. Don't get me wrong. There's tons of toxic people in everybody's communities. To the toxic people, I will be an asshole. But like to the people who just genuinely enjoy it and like have fun with it and have like their own community and that's cool. Hey, dude, more power to you. I love that for you guys. I will never understand it, but I don't need to understand it. I just need to not be an asshole and let you guys be you. And that's the easiest thing anyone can do, but yet people want to choose to be an asshole and be an intolerant bastard and hate on something. Also, thank you for the follow, Shadow Darkon. But yeah, I can't ever see that shit. Like, for example, I grew up. I'm very like, I grew up in a very like 2010s era, 2008 era. Like that was like my favorite. Like I was really into music. I loved metal. I loved emo music, punk, pop punk, EDM. Like that was like the very like scene kid, emo kid, goth kid era. And that was like our fucking style, dude. I fucking wear tights. I mean, I wear tight clothes to this day still. I wear skinny jeans. I had my fucking Converse. I had my nails painted black. I had my hair to the side. I did my own hair. I was the person I was. I was an emo kid, and I guess not now, but I guess I still consider myself an emo kid.
That's actually the why I have the style I do for my character. Hold on. If you look at my stream, I'm gonna show everybody. I'm gonna show you my feet, kind of my feetsies. If I can, here, hold on. If I hold this, can I lift up? No. Come on, character. I try to lift up my character. Oh, there. I'll just zoom out. If you can see my character, I got goth boots.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I got goth boots.
Do I have shoes on my character?
And technically, underneath this long hoodie, I'm supposed to have little black shorts, like shorty shorts, little black shorty shorts.
Let me see. I think I I have like very dapper looking shoes. That's what I got. I got just dapper looking shoes.
Oh wait, you have to show me again. I missed it.
Oh, okay. Give me a second. Yeah, I got like dapper looking shoes.
Oh.
Sorry.
Dapper shoes. They're a little bit see-through, actually.
Are they really?
Yeah. It's like where it meets, like where you see inside. Yeah. Or wait, is that just because you have red socks? Oh, so you've got red socks.
Yeah, I got red. And then my skin's brown too, so like that's also a thing. I
got the most palest skin ever. I got pale skin. I rarely go outside.
I used to have pale skin. Then I fucking got sunburn on top of a sunburn, and then yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
As a kid, I used to get sunburn on my nose and my head a lot. Especially that one time I got on my nose where it got like coated white over because the dry skin. I'm just like, ow. I had a little white nose for a while because it's just like the skin bubbled up underneath it, but it stayed there and wouldn't come off. Like, ow.
Yeah. I got a sunburn. I went to a big festival, and like I didn't put sunscreen on, and then I got sunburned, and then we went to the beach right after. Me and my friends, like we went the next day to a beach, and then I just got like I was pink, and then I was in pain, and then I was able to put like a lotion to like soothe my aching skin, and then eventually like I just darkened. I got dark, and I've been dark ever since.
The tan stuck.
Yeah. And I was like, and then my mom was like, see, Mira, I told you, like, you have to wear sunscreen sometimes. I'm like, no, I was brown. That's my sunscreen.
Yeah, I'm not very good at, tanning. I just burn, but I don't tan.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, seriously, I got sunburn for nothing. But yeah, my character design, I actually have blue eyes.
Mm-hmm.
That's why my eyes are blue. And then I have like brown, a little bit darkish brown hair. So that's why my hair is like that. I need to change the bangs on this model because I don't technically have bangs, but I want my model to have bangs. But I want them to look a little different.
That's cool though.
And then I just randomly happen to like this color of pink, so that's why my tail and ears are this pink color.
Oh, that's cool though. It's rad.
And of course, in my lore, my mom is a red wolf, and my dad is like a light pink fox, and together they had the reddish pink.
I could see that.
Me. Yeah.
That's cute. Do you know, this is a fun fact about foxes and wolves. Do you know wolves don't kill foxes because they don't see them as a threat? Mm-hmm. They only kill coyotes.
Yeah. There actually is they say that the red wolf species is actually a mix of coyote. It used to be an old mix of coyote and regular wolf.
It is now, sadly. So the red wolf was essentially just a less fluffier gray wolf, which would make sense in like where red wolves were naturally are. There's less cold weather there, so it's more desert terrain. So it makes sense why they would be less furry and more just built for speed and built to attack and stuff. Which is funny because, hey. The Mexican gray wolf is, of course, more down south, and they're a lot less fluffier. They have more sun-kissed hair compared to their to their regular gray wolf counterparts.
I don't know if there's a mix between dogs and coyotes. I know, of course, there's the wolf dogs.
They just made one.
But they also they have one.
They just
coyote dog mix.
Yeah, they just started introducing this coyote dog. So naturally, coyote dogs do happen. Coyote dogs and coyote wolves, or coy wolves and coy dogs, can naturally happen sometimes. They did mix this very small dog breed. I think they're called like the Western Pacific something, but it's like it's basically looking like a coyote looking features on a small dog, and they look cute. It's a cute little, looks like a kind of corgi style dog, but it's more coyote features. It has like the ears, it has the nose. It kind of looks like a dingo.
Yeah, I would imagine if they could train them and then be good hunting dogs.
Coyote dogs.
Yeah.
They could be.
Can hunt and stuff.
Same
thing with like wolf dogs.
Sadly, I think a lot of people don't understand that. So what we did as humans, and this is a fun fact, we took the best features that we wanted out of wolves and specifically bred for those features. So like, we essentially made the ultimate answer to like predators by making dogs. That's why people are like, oh, dogs are not as cool as wolves because they're not as wild. I was like, no, we fucked up a lot. We did some horrible like eugenics bullshit because we essentially took what we wanted out of wolves, like specifically, and then just capitalized it on again and again. Like a dog, like a bloodhound and a dog's nose is probably more refined and trained than a wolf's because we specifically bred for that feature. Dogs like the Great Pyrenees and the Tibetan Mastiff and the Kangal and stuff, we essentially bred big, strong, powerful dogs that would essentially be able to fucking kill and herd wolves. Because wolves are not very violent creatures. I think that's the biggest common misconception that everyone has with wolves. It's like, oh, wolves are fucking monstrous. Like, no, they're fucking not, dude. Wolves are smart, and they just hunt together. Wolves are a family. They're a gang. What's up, buddy? What's up? What's up? You can hear my little.
Oh, they
dog.
have two Ender wolf pups that they brought back, but it's not like technically all the same. It's basically a new breed itself of Ender wolves because it's just the old DNA mixed with new DNA of wolves.
Yes.
Try to create it.
So fun fact, so a long time ago, before gray wolves came into so dire wolves are not technically wolves.
Dire wolves, not wolves.
Yeah, dire wolves are not dire wolves were never technically wolves per se. They were more closely related to like the African wild dogs and the jackals. So jackals are essentially like giant, like, they're not really wolves. Jackals are more like this. They come from common ancestry. Although jackals can mate with dogs, and I believe they can mate with wolves now too. But wolf was just.
Can the wild wolf dogs mate with wolves?
Yes, but it's not really a thing they go for now. So when a wolf, so what they do now, sadly, and this is kind of true because they really need to. Wolves are never supposed to mate with dogs. It's more so how they make wolf dogs mostly is a female wolf will mate with a male dog. That's usually how wolf dogs are made. So like, they'll take it's like a female wolf will be in heat. They'll take the male dogs up there, and then the male dogs, of course, are bred to constantly. Yeah, so wolves don't have the natural inclination to mate and have children. We bred that specifically because we wanted more pups faster. That's why technically dogs are more in the mood. that's not normal for animals. We just bred for that because we needed litters faster. So we just forcefully made sure that they would constantly do that. It's kind of a horrible thing, but that's why dogs are constantly always trying to hump and stuff like that.
They have like a natural cycle wise. Of course, dogs and stuff, they have what we made them to have, basically.
Yeah, just get in, get out, make puppies.
Yeah.
So what they would do was a wolf dog in heat, or a wolf in heat, she would basically give off a lot of heat. Wolves mate for life, so the dogs don't need to mate for life, so they just go in there and they impregnate the wolf. She has a litter, and there you go, you have wolf dogs. But when a male dog impregnates a male wolf impregnates a female dog, they have to put that wolf down because there's something wrong in the brain.
Oh, what does the male wolf do?
Well, the thing is, having the inclination to mate with different species is a clear sign. Like, it's not like wolf dementia, but it's a sign that they have like a regression in the brain, but like a deteriorating in the brain. So it is kind of like dementia. So like, so they have to put it down. Like, I think there was a case in Texas where a male wolf impregnated a female pit bull, and they had wolf pit bulls or wolf pools. I don't know what you would call them, but they had to put down the male wolf because when a wolf is too inclined to just mate with female dog, one, if the wolf is constantly trying to mate, that's a big sign that something's wrong in the brain. And two, the fact that it was mating with any animal it could see, whether it's a fox, dog, or like whenever it tries to mate on, is a sign that brain is going, it's gone. So they had to put the dad down. I think they had to, like, the puppies had to be sent to a sanctuary because although wolf dogs are are legal in some states, they are just very complicated animals.
Yeah, it's hard to understand unless you're like a person that actually watches and pay attention to animals a lot to study their behavior.
Yeah, so like even dogs, there's certain breeds of dogs that we cannot crossbreed because there's a certain mentality that has been bred into those dogs, and what can cause like it's almost like giving them a mental illness, like it's like giving them ADHD or autism or stuff like that, where their brain is telling them one part of their brain is telling them to do this, the other part of their brain is telling them that, and it causes just pure frustration to the point they start lashing out and they don't know how to correctly operate. It's a very sad thing to do, and I think that's why, like, a lot of people have always asked, why don't you mix this breed with this breed? You really want to keep certain breeds together that should breed together. Like, if you start mixing and matching, you're gonna find that there's a lot of I think it messes with the Abdullah Amblagada. I believe that's also in dogs as well, but it's that part of like it's like getting easily frustrated. Like my wife, she's easily frustratable. If we have a plan and it doesn't go according to it, she has what she calls like a frustration meltdown, where she's like, okay, I'm gonna blow up, I apologize, this is just frustrating. And I understand that.
Most people don't understand that frustration, actually. They see it as, you're trying to argue and lash out, and then they put you down for it.
Yeah.
But they don't understand you made them frustrated, and it's overwhelming, and they can't handle it.
Yeah, like, so that's the problem with mixing dog breeds.
Yeah.
So like that's why like coyote wolves are a thing.
They do have, there was an accidental, they do have a fox dog, but it was kind of accidental. It was where like a Chihuahua sized dog or a very small dog mated with a fox, but they don't know, I don't think they know, I'm not sure if it's obviously, I guess the dog had been female, but I'm not actually sure. I just know it was a fox dog.
Oh, fun fact.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna explain. So there is an experiment that they did. I believe this is in Germany, and they were trying to figure out like what does domestication do to animals? Like, how did we go from wolves to dogs? Like, how does that basically occur? and how fast does it occur. And what they did is they started with, I believe it was red foxes. I believe it was red foxes, and they mated them, and they took the more docile puppies. They took the more docile ones, and then they bred those ones with more docile foxes. And I believe they did that for like 3 or 4 generations. And what they found was, for some odd reason, the more docile ones, the ones that were more friendlier towards human, more like accustomed to touch, their fur kept getting lighter. They kept their fur was getting lighter and lighter, as if they didn't need to have the redness was leaving. So eventually, like I don't know how many generations was it, but they basically bred all the way down to like the hair was just pure white. And they were like, wow, that's interesting. Like, so like for like a lot of animals, like red, like lighter fur or different color of fur other than gray is a clear sign of domestication. Like, for example, I believe like black,
well, except for foxes that live in the
Arctic, yeah,
the gray white fox, they naturally have that because they go gray in the summer but white in the winter to camouflage.
Yeah, but that's the thing about domestication. Domestication takes away the need of camouflage. That's why we noticed that like wolf dogs, or like dogs that are like not 100% gray wolf, get the black fur. They get brownish fur. Like gray wolves always have that grayish, very like earthly toned fur. And even like Arctic wolves, that of course they have that big white fluffy coat, there is gray underneath that as well. And it's really it's signs of domestication. And I think one of my favorite things in the world is in Mexico we have what we call the calupo. The calupo is a reintroduction of a breed that previously existed in Mexico, which was the fact that like the Aztec or the Mexicans would take their they would find a female wolf that would be up in the cliff or up in the den. They would take her, they would take their male dogs, and then they would get the wolf pregnant. They would then take the puppies, and then they would scatter them amongst the people, and they would use those as their dogs, because they believed the dual nature of dog and wolf was a powerful thing, and it was also an honor to one of the gods, who was the god of war. So sadly, they did kill some of the pups and sacrifice them to said god. So that's pretty sad. But that's where the wolf dog originally came from in Mexico. Was that so? In the 90s, they reintroduced that breed by getting shepherd dog DNA and finding getting Mexican gray wolf DNA and basically splicing it together eventually until they found what they wanted, which was very wolf-like looking dog with very shepherd traits, which was able to understand commands, able to be friendly, able to like herd livestock. And to this day now, we still have that dog, and it's the 3rd national dog of Mexico. So next to the Chihuahua, next to the Xolo, it is now the Calupo, the Mexican wolf dog.
Nice.
Yeah, so you can only get them in Tijuana, I believe, which is where I live.
I think they made they like spliced genes to make a dog that looks like a wolf but has no wolf DNA. It basically looks like a fluffy gray German Shepherd.
Yeah, that's
it's so foofy.
That is also, I believe, the Chevek. The Calupo, the Mexican wolf dog, has no like. Although it is very wolf in appearance and wolf in act, like it is not technically a wolf dog. It does not have low percentage or high percentage of wolf content in it. It is all just. It would basically come up more shepherd dog DNA than anything. Hi, Ditsy Bats. So like that's really what it would come into. So like it's kind of the Cheveki, the Slovak. No, it's a Cheveki. Chevekian wolf dog is also another one of those dogs breed that looks exactly like a wolf, but has no percentage, no high or low content percentage of wolf DNA. It is just
I'm
pure
not sure if
appearance.
I would want one of those dogs or an actual dog.
These dogs.
See, I understand the behavior of wolves and stuff.
Yeah.
I watched a lot of Animal Planet.
We're good, Ditsy.
Too much as a kid. I watched way too much. I knew how animals bred before I was, like, when I was only 6. Like, good grief. But I understand, like, the behavior of certain animals and stuff, and how to whether tell if they're calm or nice or aggressive and stuff.
Yeah, so the what I was gonna say was what was I gonna say? So the thing is, so if you, it depends on if you just like the appeal of having a wolf dog, like that's ultimately like what you like the appeal of it, and you like the idea of having to, I mean, there's always going to be an accident, there's always going to be an incident. Like, these are animals that are unaware of their own strength at times compared to humans. Like, there's always a risk at hand. Like, it's this way I put it, because there's this one guy, Lion Dad, I love him on YouTube. I love that he's a big wolf sanctuary guy. He's very much the guy who's like, yeah, if you're looking for a guard dog, if you're looking for like an animal that you can snuggle up with and like really, like, you know, get your back out this time, or like bark at this or fight for that, you don't want a wolf dog. You don't want a wolf. Wolves are not made for that. Wolves are timid. Wolves are made to survive. They're gonna run away, they're gonna hide, they're gonna be cautious and make sure that no one can see them. If you want an actual, you know, guard dog, get a German Shepherd, get a Caucasian Shepherd. That's the breed you want. Tadashi Okami. Yes, this is Caitlin Sayoran. Tadashi.
Hello! Hi, Tadashi! Oh, wow.
But be sealing my friends? I'm not sealing nobody away. I don't got no magic like that. I mean, my wife does, but I don't got the magic like that. I'm all brute force, power, and chaos energy.
I found out of you before I found Tadashi.
But yeah, like,
longer than Tadashi.
Probably. Stealing. Oh no, I'm not stealing no one's friends. I'm everyone's big brother / friend. I'm too old for that. I'm too old.
I'm friends with everyone.
I missed the tea. We were just talking about wolf dogs, and then we were talking about like the breeds that are made to look exactly like wolf dogs. Yeah. Those dogs, I like I said, as much as I'll put it this way, I think a wolf dog would be perfect for like a sanctuary. If you want to keep the dog safe and stuff, you want to give it its space and keep it being unagitated. You want to keep it away from having to, like, because it is a very horrible dual nature to have for an animal. It has these very high hunting instincts, yet it has no place in the pack. There's only seldomly times where like wolves will still mate with wolf dogs, and that'll produce like, there's a reason why we see wolves with the black fur and stuff. Like, these are very rare. But like, it's the same thing with like lions who grow up in captivity. These lions could never be in the jungle again. These like poor babies can never go back to the jungle. They're essentially defanged because they have no hunting instincts. It's like putting a kid who had like millions of dollars, grew up giving everything like hand fed to him and saying, hey, we're gonna throw you in the world, we're not gonna give you barely any money, and you have to survive. He's gonna be like, wait, what the fuck do I do? How do I find a job? How do I open a bank account? Like, what the fuck is going on?
They do actually have like 2 sanctuaries in China specifically for releasing pandas, and they'll like breed them at different sanctuary. When they're like old enough to leave, they'll put them in with older pandas that actually know how to survive in the wild and let them be together, and then they can release them later. They already know how to hunt and stuff like that and find food, and that way they can save the panda puppy. Which we need more stuff like that.
Yeah, it's a sad reality, and it's a sad thing. And one thing I did like about, like, because Colossus is the group that brought back those type of wolves. What they have done, because I was gonna explain to this to people, because people don't understand, like, oh, dire wolves, they're ancient gray wolves, right? Like, no, they actually existed around the same time as gray wolves. What they did is that they found a more closer ancestor between the gray wolf to like the ancient wolf, that the ancient, let's say the one dog, the ancient dog that eventually spawned all these other canids. They found a more closely relative to it, more older than the gray wolf, closer to the dire wolf, that was able to crossbreed. Because that's the big reason why dire wolves don't exist, is because they couldn't crossbreed with gray wolves. They were getting out hunted because gray wolves were, although smaller, they were faster. They were getting they weren't able to keep up with any of their hunting tactics. They were just too big and too bulky and too burly to fight. The fact that what they made
We actually might end up eventually getting a domestic.
Huh?
Oh, sorry. We might actually be getting. Technically, since scientists made these little direwolf pups,
yeah,
they'll of course be raised basically by humans. So we might end up having eventually a domesticated direwolf.
Well, the ultimate thing is, like, what I think
if
domestication is pure. So domestication in animals is pure undying loyalty, is really what it is. It's the idea of God. The reason why, like, wolves and like foxes and stuff, like, although people have these as pets, they're never, like, even lions and tigers, the real reason why, like, all these things can never truly be domesticated is because there is always an instinct to do your own thing, to survive, to never put someone above your survival. The thing that domesticated animals have is, no, you are God, I die for you. Like, that is the clear, like, difference between. Huh?
They basically see us as, like, the top alpha.
Kind of.
And they'll do everything to protect us and be loyal to us and everything.
So the idea of alpha wolves and beta wolves came from this guy who studied wolves in captivity, which was, like, the worst thing. Even the guy who wrote the book was like, I fucked up. I should never have written that book, because that's like saying I'm gonna study humanity, but by
Dogs actually do the alpha and omega thing, whereas wolves don't.
Well, yeah. Well, the reason why dogs.
It's more of basic thing.
Well, the reason why dogs do that more is because dogs follow a hierarchy of familiarity. So alpha originally was supposed to mean just the parent group, and then the betas would be, of course, the younging group, the baby group. So that's really what it comes from. There's always one parent. In wolves, there's always a male and a female parent that either spawn their whole pack, or basically they merge packs by allowing one of their members to marry in, or maybe their members are siblings from their old litter. That's usually how it happens. That's why the packs are mostly made, is there's always one mating group. And this is true in wolves. I believe it's the same in jackals. It's the same in African wolf dogs, or not African wolf dogs, African spotted dogs, dingoes as well, where there's only one group that mates. Coyotes are the only ones that don't, but they're basically like cockroaches. They fucking mate crazy. The reason why dogs... What?
What about hyenas?
Oh, hyenas are more closely related to, like, badgers and, like, felines, like feline-like creatures. They're not really canids at all. Yeah, like, hyenas are more... Like, convergence evolution has led to a lot of quadrupedal, tailed, and like creatures. We have cats, we have panthers, even this, like for example, the saber-toothed tiger really isn't even a tiger. It's more lineage to a mountain lion. That's really where that lineage would come more to, is a lion, a mountain lion. So like, it's really one of those things where like that's really the body shape that in those ancient times were great for hunting. Hyenas are more badger related, although yes, hyenas are technically more docile than wolves. You could get a hyena to be more domesticated than a wolf can, technically.
Yeah, there's actually a guy that has done that with a baby hyena that he raised, and now keeps it and stuff, and it's for like really cuddly. You can actually cuddle with it. And
yeah,
everything. So
hyenas are fucking monsters, dude. They have the strongest bite force in all like quadrupedal animals, or basic animals.
Then the females with the
false, the false penises, yeah.
Little
but yet, like, what's believed what the direwolf, or like what they made, is because what Colossus had reported was they found a closer related ancestor to gray wolves, to direwolves, which would make sense because everything came from something. There is a common ancestor for most canids, and I believe what they did is they found a more closely related ancestor to gray wolves, and they were able to use that DNA to merge with the direwolf DNA, and that's why they were able to like make essentially these gray wolf with low percentage direwolf DNA. Ultimately, it's basically like kind of like crossing two different species together, almost like a liger, like where like it's going to be a lot more tricky, or it's going to carry more DNA. The same thing happened technically in humanity with like Neanderthal and Cro-Magnon men. There's a reason why like a small population of humanity has like Neanderthal DNA. Yeah, my buddy's one of them. My buddy has like 10% Neanderthal DNA. Yeah. But that's just like naturally something that occurs in like that they were able to find a more common ancestor to use as basically the basis, because if they try to use modern gray wolves, it wasn't going to do. What they essentially did is they took the genes of a direwolf that they wanted, the more muscular build, the bigger build, the barking, or not barking, the size, the howling, the color, and they added that to gray wolves. So all intents and purposes, these are technically gray wolves. They just have bits of different DNA. It's kind of like in Jurassic Park where they had the dinosaurs, but they used frog DNA to make up the markers that they didn't truly have left in them. And that's basically what they did. They took
they would have used more common ancestors of those specific, the closely related animals we have now that are close to those specific dinosaurs. I think they would do that.
Yeah, but I think when these books were made, when the book was made and the movie was made, a lot of people didn't like really register that dinosaurs have feathers. They're more bird related in the shape of the dinosaur snouts and stuff, or the reason why they're shaped that way is because it's more beak like. People didn't know that velociraptors had fur. People didn't know that T-Rexes had fur. We just barely recently realized that T-Rexes have like a squonking, honking sound. They don't have a roar. It's more of like this bellow, honking bird-like noise that like ostriches do, or like most birds do, like a squonking sound. It just has a very deep and like almost fucking terrifying sound to it.
But I'm not sure exactly if they even would sound like that technically, because we don't don't really specifically know due to not being in that time era.
Well,
We don't technically know what it sounded like, or we don't technically know exactly what they look like.
Well, that's the
Just
beauty of
that-
like studying like the bones and like the windpipes and how air moves through those like orifices, and how those how they can, like, based off the size, there's like a mathematical way that they're able to kind of replicate it. It's not a 1-for-1. It's never going to be a 1-for-1 because we never existed back then. But what they can do is, based off the data that they have, this is like a close sounding match for it, based off the size of the creature, based off of how it would go, based off of like how birds naturally, like the closest ancestor would be like a chicken or something that has more of that style of like build, like how those like how those things do. That's how they've naturally kind of come across that bellow honking sound for the T-Rex. Like I said, everything is always a 1-for-1. It's not a 1-for-1. A lot of it is just us taking the mathematical inputs that we can, such as size, such as bone density, such as stuff like that's like the reason why people still think like there's an idea that dragons exist, is because the constant idea was like, well, if there was dragons existed, where would their bodies be? Well, why don't we find remains? Then people were like, well, bird bones are hollow. If we're going off the pretense that dinosaurs and dragons were like very closely related, it could only mean that the hollow bones would basically just, you know, break and disintegrate or break apart over time, and that's why we don't find most dragon remains. And the reason why we find fossils is because it's we're finding like very much in a way preserved bones in a certain situation, whether it's a tar pit, whether it's getting caught in like a something similar to like preserving those preserving from the air from touching them. Yeah.
So that's why they're false.
Oh man, but
I do actually believe that dragons exist, and because you can in a certain time period, even like the knights and that period, it was every culture has basically a story similar to dragons, or almost exactly to dragons, and like it's clear around the world. And at the time, most people didn't even know each other from clear across the world, so how would they have a description of something so similar from like clear across the world? And that's why people do think dragons didn't exist. They just had different bone types, which means they like, that's why their bones never, the bones are easily biodegradable, so they degrade faster. That's why we can't find fossils. They did say they actually, like I saw a documentary where they found a mother and a female baby dragon, like frozen in a cave high up in a mountain.
I remember that.
I'm not sure if that's true or not.
That was
it in a museum. I'm not sure.
That was a documentary, but I believe that wasn't fully real. I think that was not a mockumentary. Like it was very similar to like a mockumentary, like the mermaid ones, or like the
there are some stories about mermaids that are real, though. I think I do believe there are mermaids, but
trust me, I believe all these creatures existed. In fact, we just I like, there is a cave in, I forgot where it's at. It's in Middle America, where like these they reported that they found graves of like these 8 to 10 foot giant humanoids that were huge. And I always like giants existed. I truly believe that. And like I always tell people because a lot of people think, oh, 8 to 10 feet, that's not, like, I thought giants would be like 50 feet or 20 feet. I'm like, you have to understand, 8 to 10 feet compared to someone who's like 5'1", 5'2",
is tall,
is huge. And especially if these more like giant, yeah, and these giant like people are like eating humans. They're more cannibals. Having someone who's like 8 to 10 feet compared to someone who's 5 feet, like someone that's twice, like that you're fighting someone that's twice your size, it's insane. Also the
completely all the way straight up to be able to see
10 feet is how big
like
the
to me, compared to them, I would
10 feet is how big the Gigantohippicus was. That was 10 feet.
It's a Gigantohippicus.
The Gigantohippicus is the largest ape in existence. It is 10 feet tall. It was more orangutan-like in build. Hold on, give me a second.
Okay.
Let go. Yeah, let go. My dog has my socks on. Stop.
That's funny.
Yeah, he's a little. My dog's a mix. He's like a Jack Russell mixed with a Min Pin mixed with an Italian Greyhound. So he's just pure chaotic energy. But yeah, when it comes to like giants and stuff, like I said, one thing I always thought about, because there could be technically like two explanations for giants. One was that like when Leif Garrett came across the sea to Iceland and met with the tribesmen here and like eventually sailed probably further to the Americas, it would make sense that like to someone who's like 5 foot indigenous people, that someone who's naturally, and of course the Netherlands are a lot more mountainous, they have more harsher winters, they have like, so people would be bigger. Someone who's like 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot could look like a red-haired giant, since red hair is a very European trait. Because that's what they describe these giants. They had red hair. They were very almost like Neanderthal-like. To have like these like Viking-like people with weapons, clattered, looking huge, more beefy and buffy. I could assume that that's where like the idea of like, oh, these are these red-haired giants. It's the cannibalistic aspect that made me go, it probably could not be Vikings. Vikings were very brutal, and especially female Vikings. They had necklaces of penises from men that they killed. It's a thing. They were proud of the men they killed. They were always buff too.
If women did that now, that'd be hilarious.
I mean, I think women should do it still to this day, but that's just me. Some men suck.
Yes. I think the world would be a lot differently if, like, instead of like men being in charge of everything, if women were in charge. I believe that the world would be like more peaceful.
I think to a degree,
but
everyone would have to be in charge though. But I just saw something the other day, and it was like this like Survivor, and it was like these like they had like 10 men on an island, 10 women on an island, and there is a level of frustration I have, not because like I love women, I was raised by women, but there's a level of frustration I think I have when I watch that I'm like, really, ladies, no one can just like, there's one lady who's trying to take charge and she's like, we need to pick a leader, and they're like, why can't we just all lead together? And they're all starving, they're not eating.
That would.
Huh?
They had like a voting system.
They tried to, and then women.
Have so many.
What I think what sucked was women got mad that when one of them was taking charge and telling them what to do, they got mad that somebody was telling them what to do.
I do believe that's actually for like only certain men and women.
Yeah.
Because everybody's different. If you had like strong, independent women, like my example would be someone that's been in the country or Western style stuff like that. Someone that's not like a girl or a lady. Someone that's a mother and a woman. Like.
Well, the thing about this experiment.
Kind of women.
Well, the thing about what sucked about this experiment like in my opinion, was a lot of the women didn't use the knowledge that they all had gained. So they had taken like 10 men from the office, 10 women from the office of different ages, different age groups, and they had put.
They took them from the office.
Yeah, so they took them from the
That was
office.
where they were wrong.
So they took them from an office, and they had given them basic teachings of how to survive, how to make a fire, how to like kill an animal, how like what parts of the animal would you like most likely should eat, what you shouldn't eat. Like they gave them basic survival survival guides and teachings, and then they sent them onto an island. And the thing that I saw was the men just had like fun with it. They're like, oh my god, we get to be on an island and just like fuck around and hang out and bro out. And like you see how the men do, like when they hunt, they fish, they listen to the guy in charge. They're like, oh, like you have like the smarts in this, you have a back, you said you have like you know how to cook in this, like maybe you should be the one calling the shots. Like they were the first one to be like, just tell us what to do. You want to be in charge, tell us what to do and we'll handle. And the guy was like, all right, well, let's make a fire first, let's make a shelter first, let's get the food going. And they're like, okay, we can do that, just point us where and we're gonna do it. And I think what sucked for the women is they all kind of try to like delegate. A lot of them were like, okay, so if we're leading together, let's first let's all like ration together. And it was like a lot of it was good ideas, like community style working. The issue was, I think a lot of them had too much. Some had too much ego, and some were just like not happy with the idea of having to pick a leader because they felt that was too what's the word I'm looking? They felt that was too patriotic, was picking a leader, which I was like, no, that could be gender neutral. That doesn't need to be patriarchal. Picking a leader doesn't need to be patriarchal at all. And they wasted too much time. They didn't get the shelter in time. They didn't get the fire started. And I think they just were like starving, and they had to cancel the experiment halfway through because the women had not even made a fire yet. They hadn't made a shelter yet. And some of them were going through health issues, and they were monitoring them too. And they were like, hey, even though the girls had to ask for help from like the producers to get like a fire going, to get a fire starter kit and stuff like that, stuff that the men didn't have to ask for, it sucked to see, because you're kind of like, damn, like they can do it too. They have the knowledge. They had everything was equal. Like they didn't want to kill alligators. They didn't want to kill pigs and chickens and the birds that they found because they felt bad for the animal. They didn't want to, like the ones that wanted to, they're like, well, you do it. And they're like, well, we all need to do group effort together to do this. Like it was really just disheartening, because I'm like, dude, the women can easily survive as long as the men could have. Maybe like this easily could have been an even thing if a lot of these people's egos were checked.
Yeah, it's basically like, of course, like after so long, us women basically have been like feminized, like extremely feminized, to where like, especially if you pick a woman that's like cultured and stuff, like cultured women, they don't know how to survive on their own. They don't know how to basically take care of themselves mainly on their own by, well, like survival wise. Like if you got somebody that lived in the country, or got someone that has been poor most of their life, like they would have survived. It's like, especially like me, I love being able to like know how to start a fire by myself.
Yeah.
I love survivalists. I love farming. I want to have, even when I get older, or when I have my own place someday, I want to have a homestead.
Same.
And I know how to survive by myself. I even bought like a specific book that tells you how to live if the like all the system goes down and everything.
Yeah.
And like if you picked women like me, they would have done that whole differently. But if you pick certain women, it's all because of like they're way too feminine, way too reliant on men, and so that's why that happens.
I think
and I've also seen like a thing where women are complicated.
Yeah.
Why most like this woman did say in a video I watched, men are simple creatures. They'll like band together and do the most simple thing, while as women, they do have to complicate things a lot. But that could be a good thing and a bad thing.
Yeah.
Which, of course, in survival circumstances, that's kind of a bad thing. You basically go with what you know and do it. You don't have to, like, you shouldn't, like, complicate things and think about it or, like, argue about who's leader or not. It's like, just pick one and go.
I think what sucked about it too is like a lot of the women that were trying to take charge, there's obviously women there that had, well, some of them are like older, some of them know like what we need to get together. We need to start like actually like cracking down and doing something together. We can't just be each doing our own thing here. Like there has to be someone like leading the pack here. That like
that would have been a good leader.
Yeah, and I think what sucked when I watched this video was like seeing like people like not want that person. Like, well, I don't think that's gonna work for us. And it's like, why? Like, we're trying to like
exactly why?
Like, why don't you want to do
basically, they probably secretly want to be the leader and call all the shots, but they can't. If they all think like that, they can't pick a winner. They can't pick a specific leader.
Yeah.
They have to go with the flow.
It was just
I
a
think that's
disheartening.
why our bottom bad to begin with. Is like men kind of do the same thing now. Like, well, we want this to be the leader and nobody else. But it's like, is that good a person to pick or not, or do they do the right thing?
Well, this was in England, I believe.
There is a place. I saw a video about it where the place is run by women.
Yeah.
And even their prison system. Their prison system is so good. It basically reforms prisoners by actually treating them like human beings.
Yeah.
Like, if you treat them like the same you would a child, like teach them how to do this and like let them have where they can learn from their mistakes and stuff like that, but of course still be in like building aspect to still be secure, but they get like their own little houses, they get a nice little apartment. It's like, if you treat them like that, they would probably become better citizens. But of course, the U.S. doesn't treat them like that, so they become bad people because they get bad experiences in prison.
Oh, yeah, well, the prison industrial complex is it's used to keep a lot of marginalized groups down. It's used to keep a lot of minorities away from opportunities. It's also used to create the idea, the mindset that there is nothing more outside these four walls. I am just a tool. I am just to be used. It's to the point where
See, that's bad mindset.
Huh?
They do that to kids too with schooling.
Well, yeah, of course they do it to
schools.
school. Like that, you don't want people to be too smart. That's how you keep people under your thumb.
They dumb us down. We don't need to be under people's thumbs. We need to band together and work together, not be corrupted and basically dumbed down to never succeed in life.
Well, that's the point. That if you don't succeed, there's no revolution. There's no turnover to the powers that be. So that's why powers that be have kept such a strong hold. I mean, like it's a fucked thing, but like
need to rise up under the government.
I mean, that's what people should do. But there's like
people have forgotten they can actually veto the government and like get rid of the government and have it for the people by the people.
I think people forget a lot of
learn
things.
that in the very beginnings of school, but they forget all that. And like, we could do that if people work together, but it's like no one wants to anymore.
I think people
Yet
are
they
very
have
uneducated.
riots. Yes.
People are very uneducated, and the thing is, like, there is an idea of like, I choose to be uneducated now. Like we have the internet now, so like ignorance and intolerance and uneducation now is simply just a choice that people make.
Yep.
It's a choice now. Before it was a concept. You didn't let people read. You didn't let people do this. You didn't let people do that. Now everyone has a computer at their hand, technically, and can look up and research and really delve into like a bunch of data of the world. But they choose not to.
I've learned so much about agriculture and farming and stuff, and even other people that like homestead. I've learned so much from them. It's like it's good to have like computers and stuff, but it's not so good when they do bad stuff.
Yeah, but I I love that. But like, I think that's what's like very like. I think that's what's like has both made us and broken us as a culture, as a human race. Is that like we have essentially just ultimately had all the knowledge in the world, and now that we have all the knowledge in the world, we don't want to do anything with said knowledge. There's thousands of people who back in the day would kill to have all the knowledge in the world. Would you vote for Vala Torres if he promised to give every Prinny a sardine each? What the hell is that? I don't know who that is. Death Battle fan. Hello, Death Battle fan. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for the follow. Shout out to you. And I think one thing too is like I always watch this one kid. I fucking love him. I call him a kid because he's got to be like in his early 20s, and he's constantly debating like right-wing people, and the arguments are very non-consequential. Found you through your Megas XLR reactions. Dude, thank you so much. I fucking love Megas XLR. I need to go back to those reactions, but it's so hard finding all the episodes online. I need to find like a website that I can like watch every episode in order, because I feel like I just like after like 5 episodes the order list just gets destroyed. And he needs your vote. It's all on YouTube. It is all on YouTube, but it's all not in order. And for me, like, it has to be in order for me to like watch and do the reactions. Like, I love and hate.
They do that with
They do that with what?
Things. They make up map. They like certain animes that I wanted to watch. They start them off like in the middle of the series and say that's episode 1 when I know it's not episode 1, and I'm just like, this is all out of order. Why is it in order?
Vala Torres is.
And so I don't end up watching it on that website because of that.
I don't know what you're referring to. The Sleepiest Boy. I'm going to have to say no. But like one thing I always like, I liked about this guy who does like he does the YouTube debates and stuff, is there's a lot of unsequential debating, which is like, do you like this? Do you agree that? And I think there is a conversation to be had. There's always a conversation. This is the one thing I've always said. There's a 9+ hour video of the whole series ordered, and I'll send it to you on Discord. Fuck yeah, do not do that for me. Just here, send that to me, and I can probably do like a reaction to that. I can start back on the reactions on that, because that was a cool series. I actually liked watching Megas XLR. It's one of my favorite shows. I fucking love Steve Bloom as Jamie. I love what's his name from Wizard of Waverly, plays the dad who plays Coop. Coop is a fucking cosplay I want to do from Megas XLR. Fucking love him. But what I was gonna
is there anything else?
Sorry, I know we went off of tangents about like other stuff.
Yeah.
I apologize for that. Like
It's easy to do that with you.
This is the show. The show is all about me spinning off on tangents with people and like talking about the randomest things.
I got a lot of random things.
Yeah, that's what that's. I guess I can ask you like more fun questions, because we're already approaching like the 30-minute. It's in #rolls. Hold on, let me just check that. We could just put that in the fucking game suggestion or something. That would have been fine. All right, thank you. I'm gonna keep this. Huh?
I was thinking, why did they put it in the rolls? That's an odd place to put it.
They could have put it in. I think they could have put it in anime manga talk. They could have been TV talks. But I'll take it on rolls. I'll take it in rolls. That's fine. I'll keep it there. The whole series. I have to give it a watch. I miss reacting to it. It's one of my favorite shows ever. It was such a good cartoon, and it was really just made because you have to do the whole process. You have to do the whole getting into the Discord thing. It's fine though. Don't worry about it. Well, what I was gonna say was that show was sadly only made as a tax write-off. It was never meant to be. It was never supposed to be good, and it got big and good. It got popular. Huh?
I hate when they I hate. Did they end up deleting it later on? That show?
It went for 2 seasons.
They should have went longer.
It should
the long series.
They should have went. It was a fun series. It was like a mech-based show that had references to like a bunch of different medias, a bunch of different like animes, video games, like fandoms and stuff. Like, and it was hilarious. Yeah, Cassie Castle, the OG Shaggy, is the leader of the S-Force, which was the S-Force was just a parody version of Voltron, the Voltron Force. Welcome in, Frost Princess. Yeah, they had a bunch of fun stuff. They had like a wrestling parody of like Magnanimous, played by Bruce Campbell, aka Ash Campbell, or Ash Williams from Evil Dead, came in the show. They had early Steve Bloom. Everyone loved Tom from Toonami. Peter Cullen, yep, they had Peter Cullen as well. There's a lot of strong voice actors in that show. That's what was really cool about it. But let me get more into fun questions, because we're almost done here. What is your favorite video game series? And if you had to be in that series, do you think you would survive as your Vtubing character?
A video game series? I don't even think I play any video game series besides like The Forest, and The Sons of the Forest. It's the only one I know of. But I think I would survive because it's mainly a survival game. I would just have to change clothes as my VTuber model because I wouldn't blend in. I would stand out. I'd have to change it to camo and all that.
Nice.
I do like camo. It's nice.
If I had to be in a video game series where I survive as my VTuber character, I think on my VTuber character is a fucking celestial. So like I think anywhere I would be put is fine. But video game series, if I got put into I'm gonna pick a random video game series that I really like a lot. If I got put into, what's up, buddies? You okay? You're good? I just took out my dog. Let's put me in. Buddy, you're scaring me. You're good? He's just sniffing around now. Let's say put me in Persona. Would I survive as my character? I think I would. But I think I'd be a Persona. Like they would summon me. So like I would be like I'd be like one of like the Arcana, like what would be my Arcana? Like the Arcana of the Moon. Like if you unlock it fully, you'd get me. So yeah, I think I'd survive. I mean, I'm essentially a fucking soul or a spirit that they summon, like fucking kids with powers to bend reality summon me to like fight off other beings of reality. So yeah, they'd summon me. What anime series would you like to be put in, and how do you think you would do in that series?
This is awesome. I love this stuff. Well, the first ever anime I watched, read and watched, was Fruits Basket.
Love it.
And I feel like I am similar to the main character.
Oh, Toru Honda.
Except she has brown eyes, but we still have the brown hair and the long hair and stuff.
Everyone sees me in has-been.
I'm always nice and honest like she is. Of course, she does hide how she feels from people, but still always carries a smile, and I'm similar to that in a way. And I feel like I would fall in love with the cat also. I'm falling in love with Kyo, and he's so hot.
I am convinced, and this is like, I don't know if do you do this to yourself sometimes? I do this a lot. I like to like guess what character in anime is neurodivergent. Toru Honda is autistic. I'm convinced she has autism. Like
that's why I connect with her so well, because last year I figured out I had autism, and it explains so much of how I behave and how I act and stuff, and why a lot of people dislike me because they don't like my autism, because they hate what's different. And but yeah, that's why I connect. That's why I think I connect with her so well, is because she acts the same as I do sometimes.
Toru has a lot of things that she does. She constantly masks her emotions. She has a very inclination to hyperfixate on things that she really likes. She often disassociates from reality, hyperfixating on those things. She has a very strong sense of justice. There's just so much of Toru Honda that is just so fun. I do hate how her parents met, but I stopped asking questions with Fruit Baskets. I understand it's made at a time where certain things were
okay.
I don't want to say okay. I'm just gonna say people like this didn't really go crazy on those things. I did like
now.
God, this girl.
They're like, nope.
Aria, thank you so much for subscribing for 2 months. God damn you, I love you, girl.
I understand. Like,
the wolf friend.
I know when
I'm a
people
brat.
get older, the age difference doesn't matter. But if they are like still a minor and they got together, that's a little different. It's just like wait until they're like not a minor to get together. That way society really doesn't judge. But if there's like a 20 to 30 age gap, then that's just like too overboard. I say like a 10 age gap is the limit.
I don't even like to say that. I don't even like a 5-year age gap.
Like for me, when I was like if I ever picked a guy, I would do like what my mom did. She had a 7 age year gap with my dad.
Oh wow.
And well, she was older. Apparently my dad likes older women. But of course they didn't meet like straight out of high school or anything, or they didn't meet when they were like young, but still it was considered okay because they were already adults and stuff. And but
see, that's different though.
If I find a guy, it's 7 years. If he's 7 years older or less, then that's okay. If it's more, then no. And then if he's under like my age, then no.
So like for example, like I personally, so I'm 28 years old. I think if I was ever single, I could never date somebody that's like under 22. It just feels weird for me because even if I met them as adults, it would be a little weird. But like me knowing my age range, like I'm 20 years old. If someone's like, oh, I was 22, and I'm like 6 years ago, like let's do that math. Okay, when I was 18, you were 12. Don't like that. When I was 26, you were 20. That's okay. It's an easier pill to swallow. When I am 30, you'll be 24. Okay, that's doable. But like personally for me, once I hit down that low number, I'm done. I'm like, yeah, don't like it. But that's personally why I've constantly said like I don't have a problem with people meeting after the age of like 18. Like say for example, a 30-year-old man meets a 20-year-old girl like randomly at a spot and they chat it up. That's fine by me. If they fall in love, I can see that. For me, what killed me in Fruits Basket is the fact that people are like 15 years old. Like was the goth friend? She's like 15, 16, and the teacher's fucking 40 or 30 years old. And they get together. I'm just like, why? Why are we doing this? At least it's not like the anime do-over Damsel Conquers Dragon Emperor where the main characters are 14 and 19. I don't like that. See, when it's a fantasy realm, I can turn my brain off and go, okay, back in the day, that was acceptable because people did not make it past 30. I can close my brain off to that. I can swallow that pill. But it's when people are trying to tell me why that's okay now is where I'm just like, don't make me fucking fight you, buddy. Please don't make me fight you. Like my cousin, like I just gonna put this out there, like he got it. He fucked up. He was 19 years old. He went to a party with friends, and he met a girl there, and he didn't know how old she was because the party was supposed to be older, and he got her pregnant, and
Oh no.
he had 2 kids with her and everything, and her parents made her and him get together because Mexicans, of course, and it was so fucked. Their whole thing was fucked, and like it sucked. And I mean, the kids are cool now. I love my like nephew and nieces, but like it's just a fucked situation. Let me read some of what chat has been saying. Oh god, I just realized one of my favorite anime canon ships is the problem with Kagome and Inuyasha. The problem with the difference between Kagome and Inuyasha though is Inuyasha was forever 20 years old, and he's a yokai.
Yeah.
He died. He got frozen in time at 20 years old. It's very different because he didn't get to live life. He was stuck to a tree for years.
Yeah.
So he was sealed away.
He didn't age with
So like Kagome was 15, of course, yeah, and they got married in feudal Japan. So she was 15. Inuyasha's technically young. He's like 18 at most. He's still a very immature little pup, because he acts like a little kid still. Shishomaru,
get married. Yeah.
Shishomaru and Rin, on the other hand, that's a weirder pill to swallow.
Shishomaru's like old, but he doesn't age.
He's forever 30, but at least, well, I'll say this, Shishomaru had the decency to give Rin away to a village so she can grow up, and that's what I'm saying. In those fantasy eras, I'm able to accept certain things because I understand back in those days humans didn't live long. Shishomaru's gonna be forever 20 to 30 years old. Rin was 15 when she married him. That's, I guess, back then the age to get married and have children. Back in those days, but I never could do it today. But like that's why he was a much longer life expectancy. Yeah, no, Inuyasha will live a long time. Technically Kagome too, because she's got priestess powers. So she will. Yeah, Shomaru's 500. Yeah, but like face
500.
Yeah. Their dad was long-lived too.
Wait. But yet, Shishomaru was like just a little bit older than him when Inuyasha was a kid, or when he was just like little. So how?
No, Shishomaru was already like 30, like presenting 30 years old when his dad went to go save the mom. Shishomaru wasn't a little boy. Shishomaru was a full-grown adult.
No, when they showed him, when it like advertised his mother, like when he told the story about his mom and showed his mom in the past, it showed little Shishomaru being a little boy, and then Inuyasha being like a little baby and stuff, and being like a toddler and stuff like that.
I believe that was retconned because Shishomaru was presented to be already a full-grown adult and kind of still very wet behind the ears.
I saw that in the series.
I don't.
Still haven't finished the series, but
I feel like in the manga that wasn't there.
not in the manga, but in the
in the
TV
anime
series.
Yeah, but that's why I kind of like because Shishomaru already was presented as a full-grown adult because for fun I don't know if anyone knows this fun fact. The movies are technically canon because the writer of Inuyasha, she had hands to play in those movies.
Wait, what hands play? What's that hands play?
That means she worked on those movies as well.
Oh, so it's canon.
Yes, a lot of the movies.
Well, wait, that's then. Did she like change it later in the movies or in the series than in the manga? I think she just changed it later.
So it is. So with movies is very different because there's no manga storyboard for it, and the anime series doesn't need to like there's different studios for like there's the same publishing company, which was Viz Media, but the studios were very different for movies compared to like anime movies were very big, and she was very, I won't say implicit in her work, but she was very like into the work as well. So like she had a hand to play. Like for example, the character designs for the enemies, the names, and all that. She wrote them. She wrote them. She drew them. She gave an idea of like where this would be at in the timeline. Who these people are. She writes the background story for them. It's honestly pretty fucking fascinating. It's very like they do this with a lot of anime movies back in that time period too. Just certain people would just write them like very easily just to write them off. A lot of other artists like would actually put their hand to the pencil and really like embellish where this could fall apart. Like the My Hero movies, I don't know if you've watched My Hero Academia, are technically canon and they're referenced in the manga a lot.
I watched some of it, but finding it in order was kind of hard, and then finding it to go past the next series, I haven't found that in stuff yet. Like I watched it on Hulu, and it only went to like season 2, and that's it.
Yeah, so like the anime movies of like My Hero Academia are technically canon. The Hirokoshi, the writer, actually has them referenced in the manga, like towards the end of the series too. They just don't necessarily reference them in the anime and in the manga, but he goes to clarify, no, I worked on these movies as well. I made these characters. A lot of these were ideas that I never had the chance to embellish, and so these things technically did happen, but it's up to you if you want to like accept that or not. So that's kind of where I'm saying like the Inuyasha movies are canon. Like there are references to like things that are like technically that do happen. I think there's even a movie character in the sequel series.
But yeah, but also like Shishomaru, he had to be a baby at one point. So yeah. I'm like wondering like how does the age process go? Do they stop aging at a certain point to where it's like progress longer? Do they slowly age longer so it takes longer or something?
So just like how like just like how they kind of explain that their yokais have like their true forms and then they have like their humanoid presenting forms. That's kind of how it goes in terms of like their age wise too. Like they can present to be older if they want to. They obviously will age. They could just present themselves at whatever age that they feel they are. Shishomaru constantly portrays himself at the prime of his life. Their dad did as well. Their dad was never going to age. Like when you look at their dad just looks more chiseled and more refined compared to each other, to Shishomaru and Toga. They both basically look like they stopped at 30. Inuyasha will stop looking like he's aging at 30. Kagome technically will never. Huh?
Inuyasha kind of already looks like he doesn't age to begin with.
Well, yeah, he doesn't.
When they after their kids and their kids grow up, they still look the same age, and I'm just like, whoa.
Yeah, Inuyasha looks like he's 16 years old. He's like a normal 16-year-old boy. Even in I believe in the manga and the anime, like everyone who sees him thinks he's just a teenager, like a hoodlum teenager, just being himself. He's gonna be presenting a teenager for a long time, unless he wants to look older. That's gonna be onto him. He will naturally just age himself up in his own form if he feels like he needs to. But I guess at that time period, 16 years old is already what an adult looks like in the fetal time era. So for him, that's his adult form, is just going to be just that boy looking thing.
Which I actually do love the Inuyasha series. It's just like that's kind of like that's why I got the inspiration for my V2 bottle to have ears and stuff and a tail, is because of watching that anime too.
Yeah,
I fell in love with the ears and the tail.
Yeah, I love the yokai.
Why does Inuyasha have a tail? Why doesn't Koga have ears? That makes no sense.
So I have often thought about this, Caitlin. I've often thought about why certain demons look humanoid and certain demons look demonic or like animalistic. Because in the wolf, there's wolf demons, and then as you can see, like there's the humanoid ones, and then there's the actual wolf demons themselves. I believe it is power. I believe that's what it's kind of referred to as. The stronger the demon, the more humanoid they can be in appearance. They can make themselves and appear humanoid. Also, they can change their appearance. I think the wolf demons that are more dog, they're just more wolf-like, are essentially just weaker demons, or just that's not their demon form. Or there's also the idea that like a lot of these demons do mate with humans, and then the humanoid, the hybrids, they just go and get adopted into the demons, and then they mate with more demons, and like those human features are basically passed on. But yeah, Koga doesn't have ears.
Like ear and tail situation. Yeah, he doesn't have ears, but then Inuyasha does, and Koga has a tail, but Inuyasha doesn't. And technically, Inuyasha is a dog demon, whereas Koga is a wolf demon.
Yeah.
So it's like they're both similar, but yet they don't have the same animal features, which is weird.
So it's explained that, okay, so I have to talk like a soft boy when I say this, so I'm gonna explain this. So in Inuyasha, it's explained that half demons, they only inherit half of the traits of their demon parent along with their power. So for example, Inuyasha, he only inherits the ears and the teeth. That's all he inherited from Toga. While Shishomaru's daughters, Setsuna and my god, I can't remember her other name, Toa only inherits her father's hair and the red streak, and that's all she inherits from him is her hair genes. While Setsuna actually inherits her dad's fluffy tail, and she doesn't have ears or anything like that. She just inherits a tail. That's the only thing that proves that she's half demon.
Has a tail?
Yeah.
What?
It's the floofy thing that he wraps around. Yeah, it's the floofy thing he wraps around himself.
I thought that was part of his like outfit.
No, that's his tail.
My brain short circling. You're like, how did I not realize? but that doesn't. What about the case of the other half breed? The that one monster looking guy that technically half human, half demon.
Oh, Jinchi?
He has actually
So the thing is, that's the problem is like, do the next generation half breeds also turn completely human? For not like Inuyasha, they do. Setsuna doesn't, because she's possessed by another demon that keeps her from reverting to her human form and actually sleeping. While Toa does. Toa basically, when they are when they turn half human, they get their mother's hair, which is Rin's hair. So they all get black hair. And they also have a demon mode too.
Back then, everybody.
Stop. So yeah, oh my god, what was I gonna say? So in Jijinshi's case, Jijinshi technically he inherited a lot of his dad appears to look like a handsome man, but his dad is a fucking mole demon. So that's why he looks like a mole demon. And they often say like all hybrids either look beautiful, or they look like the best qualities of their parents, or they have the worst qualities. Jijinshi pulled the short straw, and he looks like a mole demon. Inuyasha's daughter.
I love that he's so sweet.
Inuyasha's daughter is an interesting case because she does have demonic blood. She's very much a demon, but she's only a quarter demon. But she does carry.
I think it's because her mom's a priest.
Well, that's why she's so strong.
I think that has something to do with it. Yeah.
Moroha has both strong. She's strength from her father. Yeah, that's what sucks for being a half demon. You're either good looking or you're fucking ugly. Moroha is powerful for several reasons. One, her dragon blade is a big boost up. Her she is a quarter dog. She's a quarter dog demon, and not just any just regular dog demon. She comes from a noble family, being the Toga clan, that being Toga's granddaughter. And she's also got priestess blood, so that allows her spiritual energy, her spiritual powers to be a lot more stronger. And then to top it all off, if she wants to get into a demon form, she has her grandpa's blood in her grandma's makeup mirror that she uses to basically boost herself up. Yeah. It's fucking insane. And
which grandma? Because technically there's two. There's Inuyasha's mom, and then there's Shishomaru's mom. So technically there's two mothers and one father.
So sadly,
but of course that differs.
Inuyasha's mom hoped that she was gonna have a daughter, but she didn't. So she had a makeup mirror, a rouge, that she made with a pearl. I mean, she made with a clam. The blood that she uses in that rouge is it's powder mixed with Toga's blood. So it gives a pretty red color on her lips and plumps them up. Fun fact: the lipstick and all that shit is supposed to be only slightly allergic to basically plump up your lips. Yeah. So
like what people used to, they used to like say that if you like put a bee sting on your lips, it makes them become.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of poison. It's just a tad bit of poison to make your lips look luscious. But that's what she used. Shishomaru has a different mother than Inuyasha because Shishomaru is a full-blooded demon. Yeah, no, Shishomaru's mom. I think Shishomaru's mom is technically like a goddess in actual like Shinto mythology. It's actually crazy.
I don't think it ever shows.
Shishomaru's mom? Yeah, it does.
It does. Not made to that part yet.
Yeah, it's I believe it's in the final act, the second half of Inuyasha show. It has the mom, and it's kind of cute because they greet each other in their dog forms. So Shishomaru purposely turns into a dog, and she turns into a giant dog, and they both kind of run around each other.
Aww.
Yeah. And she's kind of a bad bitch too, because in the sequel series, there is another demon who was very much in love with Toga. And she's like, how does it feel knowing that your man slept with a human? She goes, bitch, I don't give a fuck. She was like, we were just supposed to have kids. That's it. That was his commitment. That's all I needed for him. It was for him to give me a son. Like, I didn't give two shits about that man. You're the one who's crying over him every day. I fucking love it. Dude, Shishomaru's mom's a bad bitch, bro. And when she meets her granddaughters, she keeps that same energy.
Oh, hello, Gorbit. Hello. I feel like their father was kind of like what people have nowadays. Like they're like a poly family, kind of.
Well, the thing is, I think they kind of explain it. So he married Shishomaru's mom because he had to. That was part of the dog clan. He's a noble. Nobles have to mate with nobles, and they have to provide an heir. Yeah. So that's why she's a full-blooded dog demon.
Kind of like a wedding thing too. Well, like a princess and king kind of thing back then.
Yeah. So it's
technically, because like kings would have, they would have mistresses and
concubines.
They would also have their queen. And then, of course, their kids were the mistress's kids with the king were also considered bastards and stuff like that. But I wish they didn't call them that. That's so mean.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
It's sad. It's a sad fucking world. But yeah. So Inuyasha, is the product of love, while Sesshomaru is the product of, I guess, duty, is what Sesshomaru was. But yeah, so he had to marry her. He had to provide an heir for her tribe, for the dog demon tribe. But from what we've seen from Toga, he very much looks like Inuyasha, acts like Sesshomaru, and kind of acts like both his sons in the sense that he's very aloof. That was my dog. Sorry about that death battle. He's very aloof. He's very carefree, and he's kind of sexy. Like he's got like that fucking like seasoned kind of veteran person in the world, where how he talks to other demons, other creatures, and like Stolas and Stella.
Sexy vibe.
Kind of, but Stella was a bitch from fucking Hell of a Boss. While Sesshomaru's mom is very much cool. She was like, dude, I don't give a fuck. He gave me a strong heir. I'm the basically leader of our fucking the dog demon tribe. I don't give a fuck what that man did. Like, I didn't care that he shacked up with a human and had a bastard kid. What she did do, and this is why I love Sesshomaru's mom's character, is that she did respect the fact that Toga was in love. She very was interested in the fact that demons could fall in love, and she when said son Sesshomaru had to prove an act of love for another being, she was very much reminded of Toga, and that's why she does what she does. I'm not going to spoil it for you because you're still watching it, of course, Caitlin, but like she basically shows Sesshomaru that she actually does love Sesshomaru, and she's very interested in the fact that demons can fall in love and do acts of selflessness out of love. Like that, to her, that's a very interesting and very awe-inspiring thing. Yeah, and I also love. There's a lot of things about Inuyasha's dad that I wish we get I wish we had like a prequel series about him, because he very much loved both his sons. He loved Inuyasha. He loved Sesshomaru.
They rarely show him. I wish to see him like in his dog form, how actual big he was.
You do see how big he is, don't you remember? Don't you remember the song? Like, you see his skeleton.
I remember that, but I don't remember. Well, you see his skeleton, but I want to see the with the fur and the.
You see it in the movie.
It's not what
I believe it's the third movie. Hordling, if she's still here, would correct me because she loves Inuyasha too. It's the third movie. You see how big he is. Huh?
There's movies?
Yeah, there's like 5 of them.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to look all this up and watch them, because I have to, what I do is if there's series and then movies, I have to like compare which one goes first, what episodes to a certain point, and then that movie, and then more episodes than that movie, and then, because or else I'm just like, I feel like it's all connecting. I
don't know the placement, but I do know, I think the first 2 have to happen between. See how I do Inuyasha, like in like arcs. I do his Tetsaiga. I was like, okay, red Tetsaiga, okay, diamond Tetsaiga, okay, fucking Gedu. What's his fucking move? I don't remember.
I just got the red Tetsaiga.
Yeah, so red Tetsaiga is where like I call.
Backflap wave.
Dragon Ball movies are just not canon, except the super ones.
No. I don't even watch Dragon Ball.
The movies are cool.
I need to watch more anime. I've been slacking.
If you have Hulu, I think Hulu has all the Inuyasha movies.
I think that's what I was watching it on. Well, I think that's what I was watching the series on, but
because Hulu has
switch over.
Hulu has a deal with Viz Media, because they also have Bleach. They also have like a bunch of Viz Media products on fucking Hulu. Naruto. God, what else do they have?
I know they don't have Sword Art Online. They don't have all those. I got to like the second movie, and I'm just like, where's the rest?
And my wife was, which would also be on Disney Plus. You are right, Death Battle fan. It is also on Disney Plus, because Disney and Hulu are companies together.
Do they have to actually? Do you have to have the plan for that to work though, or
What?
the Hulu Disney bundle plan?
Yeah.
Or can you have them separately and they do that?
You could have them separately, or you can have them together. I personally have them together because it's just easier. I don't have to log into Hulu. I just log on to Disney Plus, and then they have the Hulu option or the Hulu library added to the Disney Plus catalog.
Oh. Jesse, thank you for boosting my server. I haven't had anybody boost my server yet, besides myself when I had that free nitro for a bit.
Nice. Oh, we're coming to the end. I love that we're talking about Inuyasha. Inuyasha is one of my favorite series of all time.
Yeah, I love that series too. I got into Fruits Basket, then it was Yu-Gi-Oh, but the first Yu-Gi-Oh, and then I got into Inuyasha and Mew Mew Power and like those ones where the characters transform and save the day.
Oh, Sailor Moon?
Yeah, but I got into like those. I didn't really get to watch much Sailor Moon because it's hard to find, but I got to watch Mew Mew, like Mew Mew Power. That went to a certain point because then it wasn't in English. I was like, dang it.
There's a lot of good series. Which
the other
character
one?
is your favorite?
Lollipop Girl or something.
All right, this is a fun question. What is your favorite? What is your favorite character from Inuyasha?
Inuyasha.
Mine would be Shishomaru. But my favorite female character from Inuyasha is Sango. Sango's best girl. I fucking love Sango.
Kagome.
Sango's.
I like Kagome and I like Inuyasha. Mainly because they're the main characters.
I love Sango. She's my favorite character. She's just so fucking rad. I love Sango. Shippo's a rat too. For example, like Shippo will be young for a long time too. Like he needs years before he even hits like teenage years. And even in the sequel series, they show him what he will look like as an adult, but that's not even his true form because he's still technically a pup. I think he needs like at least 30 years before he actually ages up into a teenager.
Like a teen. Aw, this feels so sad because he keeps falling in love with like girls and stuff, and I'm just like, he has the mindset of a teenager, but he has the body of a child, and of course he can't fall in love with them because
actually his mindset won't change either. His mindset will eventually change when he hits like a puberty for like demons and stuff.
Oh.
So like eventually when
I thought he was already older because he was thinking about love and stuff.
Oh, that's all kids do that. I was like in 3rd grade and I thought like I was in love with girls. I didn't know anything about love.
I had crushes, but I wasn't like
hell, I think even Kagome's brother has an episode where he's like in love with a girl.
I don't know about that yet because I'm still at the point where he's captured by what's his name again?
Naraku.
Yeah, Naraku. He's still under Naraku's spell with the little fragment.
Oh no, not Sango's brother. I was talking about Kagome's brother.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet either.
Which is funny because I always thought Rin should have been with Sango's brother.
Yeah,
they're on the same
age. That would have been so cute, and they're like, yeah. Well, she's technically younger, but of course that era it's fine.
I think she's like 10 years old when Shishomaru saves her life.
Yeah. It's weird that he doesn't eventually fall in love with a kid, even though he's so old. But of course, wasn't she like 15 when she had kids though?
Yeah, so that's why I said
how young was she?
She was 15, I think, because if I recall, Shishomaru eventually lets her. What he wants for her to do is he wants her to go live in a human village, so she learns how to be human.
But doesn't he freeze her? I think it's because their kids got taken away, and then that way she could eventually meet her kids.
No, the plot of Yashahime is essentially there's a demon from like the China period when she was pregnant with her first child. Is she really 18 when she has Towa and Setsuna? Interesting. Okay, never mind. Then no, she was 18 when she had Towa and Setsuna.
Well, that's a little better. Her body's more mature. That's a little better. Yeah. Less strain on the body. So I don't know how you say.
It was an attack. It was an attack on their family. The bad guy of the whole bad guy of Yashahime is like obsessed with Toga, and he wants to fight Toga, and he will get that fight with whatever he feels like he needs to, whether it's fighting Toga's two sons or his grandchildren. He just wants to have a big battle with the dog demon one last time, and he will get that whether he has to fight the sons or the grandchildren. Yeah, and then there's also other works in play, like his sister being a fucking...
Wait, so why is Rin frozen?
Because his sister was in love with Toga. And she wanted to punish Sesshomaru and Inuyasha because their moms basically banged Toga. So she punishes Sesshomaru by fucking freezing Rin and putting what they call I think it's called the rainbow butterfly or the dream butterfly into her, and basically he puts her inside the tree to like preserve her life and keep her from dying from an illness that the spreading. Cause well, Sesshomaru has to hide the kids because the fucking bad guys are looking for the kids too to kill.
I think it's nice that all the kids got to grow up together, but of course I haven't seen the show yet, so I could be wrong.
It's kind of sad. They didn't get to grow up with each other. So Towa, sadly, she gets transported to Kagome's area because that's where the portal on that end is. And Kagome's brother finds her when she's like 5 years old, 4 years old, and he's already like 19, 20. And he puts two and two together. He's like, oh, she must be from Inuyasha's land. She kind of has resemblance to Inuyasha in this, the hair, the dog look, the wild look. And he's like, you know what? He goes, are you okay? Do you need me to, he adopts her. He basically adopts her. So Sesshomaru's daughter, Towa, her full name is Towa Higurashi. So she is Kagome's niece, both in marriage and in family.
Aww.
Yeah.
That's so cute.
And then of course when Moroha and Setsuna cross over eventually too, Moroha meets her grandparents and her great grandparents because Kagome's grandpa's still alive and he's still peddling the same old artifacts. The old seals, everything.
Artifact.
Yeah, it's cute. I fucking love it. I love Yashahime princess because basically Yashahime means the wolf princess or the wolf princesses or the half princesses. I believe that's what it means. Yeah, Yashahime is. I loved it. I adored it. I think it was a fine sequel. People hated it. It is very heavily Sesshomaru, so that's my bias. That's why I loved it a lot, because it's about Sesshomaru a lot.
Yeah, which we need to see more about him.
We do.
He's like a loner in the main series. It's like, I want to know more about Sesshomaru.
Sesshomaru, eventually, you're going to love him, because he has what I call a lot of big brother moments with Inuyasha. Like, a lot of actual, like, he starts having more love for him in a weird way.
I think the more he falls in love with Rin is the more he begins to like be a big brother to Inuyasha.
He doesn't fall in love with Rin until I believe she's older, but the love he has for Rin is essentially like this protection, this idea of like, you're weaker than me and you need me to survive, and I want to protect you because you're weak.
all the time.
Huh?
He basically started doing that with Rin when he met her.
Yeah,
He
she was
gradually
she was an
grew
outsider.
to care about Rin, but didn't care to love until later. But he's like, was like, oh, I need to protect her. I need to help her. And he doesn't even do it when he's thinking about it. He just does it automatically. It's so good.
Yeah, he learns what his dad was trying to teach him was that you have to protect something weaker than you to truly understand what having power is. We have a question. Who would win in a fight, Muzan or Inuyasha? Inuyasha.
I don't know who Muzan is.
He's the bad guy from Demon
I'm
Slayer.
not there yet. Oh,
He's
I haven't watched that yet.
Oh, yeah. It's the demons in Demon
I
Slayer.
probably have, but not
Well,
in sync.
the demons in Demon Slayer, I guess, are more vampire-like than demon, I would say. So,
Well, vampires, they're not dead technically, so
yeah. And in that series
they
too,
could probably last
it's
a
kind.
longer than Inuyasha.
And in that series too, it's kind of treated like it's a disease, like a blood disease that is what the demon biology is in that series is more like a disease. So I gotta give it to Inuyasha. They have more they have actual magic abilities. It's not just like a system, a battle system. Plus, Inuyasha gets pretty powerful at the end of the series, like stronger than his dad.
Super magic powers.
Like he gets stronger than his dad.
And being for a half, that's pretty cool for half demon.
Yeah. So what I loved and hated about Inuyasha was the fact that they said half demons can only be half as strong as their demon parent, and that's why they need weapons to like basically meet the match. But like Inuyasha has like a broken ability too. He has like the broken ability. Huh?
He's awesome.
He is. He's an up there character. Like he gets powerful. Like anytime I see somebody, like I always have like a power level system. Like the second you can, their main weakness is sunlight. Yeah, their main weakness is sunlight. But the best way I put this is, if you can basically fight, and if any of your moves allows you to like put somebody, like involve time and space, you're a tier above planetary, because those are concepts.
Yeah.
That's why, like, when people ask me like, who do you think would win, Virgil from Devil May Cry or fucking Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII? I'm like, well, what are we talking here? Are we talking Virgil from Devil May Cry 5 or Devil May Cry 3? Because Devil May Cry 3, it's probably going to be Sephiroth. Devil May Cry 5, it's fucking Virgil. That guy cuts through time and space like nothing. I mean, yeah, Sephiroth can literally drop a sun on you, a comet, but like fucking displacing a comet between time and space is like probably pretty beyond OP. Yeah. But we're at the end here. We're already hitting almost 2.5 hours. I know we got tangentified because we love Inuyasha. Caitlin, is there anything else you want to tell people or let people know that you have in the works? Do you have anything like series wise you want to play, or you have anything special that you have coming up for your streams?
I do have a logo being made.
Ooh.
So we'll get to see that. They'll get to see that soon. I'm also making a list of all the art that I've had done, so that way people, and it shows the lists of the artists and where to find them, and depending on the image. And I plan on playing some new games here soon. There's like this Bigfoot game that like a survive as Bigfoot. What else? There's a couple survival games that I want to get. I love survival games, like farming games, so I want to get some more of those. I'm gonna continue playing Ranch Simulator, which is awesome. I eventually want to try the new DLC that they got, which I have it, but I have yet to play it because I want to start the regular one first because I had to restart from scratch because I updated it and I can't use my old saves.
Yeah, I know my dog is. He just wants to get attention right now.
Aww, the good.
Yeah.
I miss my animals. Both my cats passed away within like 5 months. 5 months in between each other.
Aw.
Yeah.
Were they old or they were just?
One was really old, but she got out and ran away.
Oh.
And then someone found her. But by then she had like ammonia. Her stuff was shutting down, so they had to put her to sleep. But at least she didn't pass away alone. I didn't even, when I got her, we had to struggle to find her because she was actually her body was at the Humane Society. So I had to figure out that because they kept getting it confused with a male gray cat.
Oh.
So I had to like find her. And then of course my other cat, she actually died here at the house. And she was on the chair. She passed away in her sleep. It looked like liquid came out of her mouth. So I'm wondering if she like didn't get a hold of a pill or something, and it caused her to have like overdose or something. Because normally people like foam at the mouth and stuff like that when they do that. So I'm not sure if that's the same for animals, but I think that's maybe what happened. Or maybe she had a seizure or something like that. I don't know. But she passed away, and I actually had to raised up the money recently to get her cremated.
Oh,
so
nice.
now I have both my cats cremated. Technically, the last cat was me and my sister's cat. But I got them both cremated, and they're in my room, and nice and safe and cute little pretty boxes with their names on them and everything. They'll always be with me.
That's what I'm gonna do for my
I don't
pets.
want to bury my animals because everybody kept telling me like just bury her, and I'm like, no, I want her to take her with me when I move. So then, because we'll eventually, both me and my mom and her husband will eventually like all move out, and then she'll get a new house. It's like I don't want my animals' remains being at a house that I can't go back to. Yeah, I want to be able to like see my animals and stuff. Well, like, not see them, but know that they're with me. Yeah. It's just a thing I like.
Yeah.
But that way I have them and I get to take them with me.
I get that. Like that's what I want to do with my pets eventually. Is one, I want to, when they get older and I know that death is on the door, I want to get them a younger animal, like a younger cat or a younger dog, to kind of, one, give them like a little bit of sprite of energy that they can, have with a younger animal, and then two, I like the idea of like them kind of teaching the younger animal like, hey, when I'm gone, you're gonna be the new the one here, so you need to take care of our family.
Yeah. My cats were like in between ages, but my when my first one died, that was older. The younger one kind of got depressed because she had gone missing, and then we figured out she was dead and everything. But I actually had to take her to the vet and give her medicine that would like liven her up a little bit, and it worked. But she had like pulled out most of her back hair. She had scabs and everything, and like you could see her skin and stuff. I had to keep her isolated.
Was it Felv or was she just very stressed?
I'm not sure, because I think it was more she was like depressed and stressed. And also we had fleas really bad, and I think that did something. But she also kept hiding under the chair and getting inside the chair, so we couldn't get her.
Also, fun fact: if you get another cat or dog, unpasteurized coconut oil is a great deterrent for fleas. Especially because I don't like putting the chemicals on their spine, because they will eventually lick it off and they'll throw it up.
Yeah.
Coconut oil, when you lather them in it, it's good for two things. One, the fleas hate it; they'll jump off the dog or the cat. 2, they lick it off. It's good because it's also really good for their digestive system. So giving them like a half a spoonful, yeah, giving them half a spoonful is also good for their digestive health. For like, just a little, yeah, I do it for my dogs and cats.
That's good to know.
Yeah, it's cheap too. It's like $6, $5. You just get like a little half a spoon, lather it in your hand, and just kind of lather them with it, and then you can use a flea comb to comb the fleas out, or you can just let them jump off naturally.
So far we haven't seen that many fleas, because we finally got the right kind of stuff to get rid of fleas. It actually did like treatments and the spray stuff within a good amount of time, so they were actually gone. But finally, this house, ever since we moved into this house, it's been infested with fleas, even though the previous owners didn't have animals. I think they lied about that, because there were fleas when we got here.
Yeah.
Because before, my cats were inside that we brought back with us. They were inside cats. They didn't have any fleas. And so then, when we got here and there was just a whole bunch of fleas, I'm just like, yeah, they lied.
Also, fleas naturally happen in the summer too. So like, flea season always happens in the summer.
My cat didn't start going outside until like her mid-age. She'll go out and then come back in and stuff. As she got older, she stopped doing that though. So, and also I tried to keep her from doing that, mainly because of the fact that she was getting older. I didn't want her dying alone, which kind of happened in a way. But yeah.
Well, it's a sad way to end the episode. I'll say a fun fact. How about this? This is a fun, very sweet fact in terms of a person who loved animals a lot. So, do you know what FELV is? It is a disease in cats. It's essentially cat AIDS. And there was one man who did contract AIDS. Who had a lot.
My sister's, well, my stepbrother's cat had that. That's why I remember the name.
So, it is a disease. It happens. It's only 10% in America, but like fucking 50% in Mexico where I live. But it is a sad disease that it's cat AIDS. A lot of cats can contract it from a cat that does have FELV with a scratch or something along the lines of a bite. It's easy to basically contract for cats that don't have it. But there was one man named Freddie Mercury, the leader of lead singer of Queen, who, when he was diagnosed with AIDS, made sure that he adopted as many cats with FELV as possible to give them a nice home. And because he not only resonated with the creatures a lot naturally when he had heard that a lot of people did not want to have cats that did have FELV, because at the time it was the 80s and 90s, though like AIDS was still a thing that people would die of, like almost certainly. He wanted to give those animals at least a resting place where they can be happy and have a good life.
It's so sweet.
So big shout out to Freddie Mercury. We love you in heaven. You're fucking fantastic. You're a great animal lover, and you're truly, truly a blessing. That being said, thank you again, Caitlin, so much for jumping on.
Yeah. You also play games on your channel too?
I do when I stream. So the Crimson Room is just a show that I do on my streaming schedule. I do play games. I usually play horror games like Dead by Daylight, Phasmophobia. What have I been playing recently? I haven't had a chance to play any other games recently, only because I've been very much busy with my wedding stuff. I've been busy setting up my 12-hour stream where I'm gonna, for hitting 500 followers, we're gonna have a nice 12-hour stream where we play a bunch of games, run a D&D session, whatnot.
Ooh.
It's gonna be fun.
I say, if you need me for some games, I'll gladly join.
Yeah, for sure. I will. If you have anything, I don't know if I'll send you my list of what I'll be playing at what time. That way, you can kind of see what I'll be getting down to. With that being said, thank you so much. I am going to give a quick little announcement, but before I do that, thank you for being a guest.
You are very welcome. I appreciate being here. It was very fun. I enjoyed it.
Okay. Well, that being said, I will get off the call because I have to do one last announcement, and then I'm going to end the stream.
Okay.
All right.
Well, have a good day. I
You
hope
too.
you have a good night and sleep well.
I gotta go to work after this. I'm gonna dress for work and get ready to go to work.
I say it's like 10 p.m. for me.
I work at 9:30 p.m. to like 6 in the morning.
Oh.
So like,
Good grief.
yeah. So it's okay.
Well, have a good. I hope you don't work too hard.
Me too. I really do hope that, but we'll see. All right. Have a good day.
Well, I hope you too. Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, guys. I am gonna do one last announcement for you guys, and this will be part of the episode too. So if you guys watched to the end of this episode, thank you so much to our guest. This will be our season finale of the Crimson Room. I am gonna bring this show back eventually. It's not gonna be gone for long. I'm taking the season of what are we in spring? The third shift, yeah, the graveyard shift. So we're in the spring. So yeah, we're in the spring, right? Or we're in the summer. No, we're in the spring. So I'll be back in the fall eventually with the show, or maybe in the winter. So like we'll probably bring this show back in like December, the January time. But for like the next couple months, we will be rotating out this show. The show is going to get rotated out because I don't want to do the same content over and over again. So the Crimson Room this will be the last episode of the Crimson Room for quite a while. We'll reopen it back. But until then, we are going to be starting a new show. After I'll probably bring it after the 12-hour stream. It is going to be, the D&D one shots. I'll call it one shot, a shot of. I'll think of a clever name for it. I'll probably think of a clever name for the show. I'll probably call it D&D Shorts with Papiwolf, or D&D, or Papi D&D, or Papi's D&D gaming room, or something. I'll name it something funny or something clever. The Chaos Room with Papiwolf, or the Chaos Table, or Papi at the Table, or something like that. Tabletops with Pops, or Tabletops with Pops would be actually kind of sound pretty cool. Tabletops with Pops, I like that. I do like that. Okay, so we're gonna eventually bring a new show in where I will invite you guys and a handful of people where we'll play a D&D one shot. You guys, blood shots, dice roll with Pops. I don't know. I'll think of a clever name. But the show is going to essentially be where I bring you guys in onto a D&D one shot, whether we play a one shot that I made, a one shot that I find, a one shot that I readapt. It's gonna be fun. It'll be a fun game, a fun series where I bring people on who've never played D&D before, who want to have the chance to actually play D&D with either people that have played it prior, newbies, regardless, and we can run a one shot, and that'll be the show. It'll be an episode. It'll be like 2 hours. We'll do a 2 hour, maybe 3 hour one shot. We roll the dice. We see what we do. The show will premiere a little after maybe June. We might have an episode in May. I'm not sure. The Crimson Room without guests. It is not going to be a Crimson Room without. It's not going to be the Crimson Room without a guest. It'll be essentially. Let me see if I don't have the screen on me, but it'll essentially be me just having 5 other people, whoever wants to join the campaign, the one shot campaign. and we'll just have either past guests that we've had before, friends that have never played D&D. It's going to be a bunch of people. It doesn't even need to actually be VTubers anymore. It can just be anybody, PNG tubers that or people who have only a PNG who would love to jump into D&D but never had the chance to play. It's going to be like that. It's going to be a tabletop series that's going to be taking over the Crimson Room for just a couple of the seasons until winter when I open this back up. Yeah. Oh, Abura. Yeah, no, the Crimson Room is over. We're ending. We just ended it right now. Yeah, we just ended the Crimson Room right now. I was just letting everybody know that the Crimson Room. Oh, you just arrived home. Oh, you just got to the stream. Okay, so yeah, we had the guest Caitlin Sayorin on. They just left. We're ending the stream here, but I'm letting everyone know this is the season finale of season 2 of the Crimson Room. Season 3 will open back up in winter. We're gonna be running D&D tabletops with pops. I like that. Tabletops with pops is gonna be the new series that we're gonna be bringing on to our show and to all my streams. So the Crimson Room season finale is over. Yay, we did it. Season 2 was great. I'm excited. Season 3 will open back up in the winter. I will find a new guest. I need to make a single chair for you. You don't need to make a single chair for me. The Crimson Room will be down for renovations. It's going to be closed for the summer, and it'll open back up in the winter. Is really what the Crimson Room is going to do. But for the foreseeable future, we are going to be doing a tabletop RPG series where we bring VTubers on or other people on to play Dungeons and Dragons one-shots. Maybe we do a Fallout one-shot. It's going to be a lot of stuff where we're going to be doing stuff like that, where I'm going to be DMing. So yeah, it's not going to be anything too crazy. Because season 3 is going to open up in the winter. We're going to bring it all back. We'll go back to we're going to get the guests and everything again, but that's going to be into the winter when we reopen with season 3. Yeah, it's been great. It's been fun. I had a lot of fun with you guys. This was a fun series to bring back winter themed Crimson Room. Well, the Crimson Room always came in the winter. That's when I restarted it last time. I restarted it in, I think, November, like fall time, I think is when I restarted it. We'll probably be back in the fall, maybe like October, November-ish is probably when we'll. Yeah, October, November-ish is probably like the fall season is probably when we'll bring it back. It doesn't need to be winter themed. This is the theme. This is classic. I love this. Like the Red Room is incorporeal of time is where it stays. But yeah, so this is what we're this is how we're gonna end season 2. Season 1 was amazing. I loved it. That was fun. That was only 12 episodes. You're gonna make it to season room for each season. You don't need to. I really like this one a lot. I think this one was perfectly fine. Same thing with the first one. They're all great. They're all good. Season 1 was great. I liked it. It was only 12 episodes. Season 2, we had a lot more episodes. We had like at least 24, 25 episodes, which is great because that was a lot of fun. And season 3, we'll probably do another 25 episodes, 24 episodes. But until then, I have had so much fun doing this series again. It's gotten me to meet a lot of new friends and a lot of new people. I really just enjoyed it. I hated how long it took to get season 2. Season 3 will not take as long. Season 2 took years to get back. Season 3 is just gonna be back in the fall, since we have a better scheduling idea of what we want to do. And then the new series, the tabletop RPG series, is going to be fun. I'm excited to show people, get people into D&D and have fun and see where that series goes. We might even have a short D&D series for the summer where we have certain sessions and you guys get to see characters, see me DMing and all the shenanigans that comes with Dungeons and Dragons. That being said, I have been your spirit guide yokai Papiwolf, saying peace out, peace and love, guys. Adios. Stay tuned. We are going to raid somebody. Let me see who is live so we can go bother them. I'm excited to just kind of end the series on a good note, a fun, fresh note. Here, let us go bother. What are you guys in the mood for? You want to go bother a very... Oh, someone's playing. Let's go bother Akari. He's playing some video games. I haven't seen him stream for a minute. Let's go bother him. So that being said, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I have been your sadistic spirit guide, Yokai Papiwolf, saying peace out, peace and love, guys. Adios. I will see you guys soon. You were the last guest. You were the last guest of the season. Yes, you were. So yeah, we'll be back soon with our new TTRPG series that will probably premiere in mid-May. That one is going to be interesting. So we're going to see how that one goes. But yeah, thank you guys so much. I will see you guys on Sunday. I'll probably stream on Sunday. Have a good day, guys.